In the past 2 weeks, I've had 3 people ask me about claims accuracy review requests. I'm going to explain to you guys right now why I don't like them. But first, I'm going to explain what they are and when it might make sense to use one. So as you all know, if you get a decision you don't like on your claim, you can file either a higher level review, supplemental claim, or appeal to the Board of Veterans Appeals in order to challenge that decision. Now with a higher level review, they will make a decision based on the evidence that was in the file as of the date of the last decision. It's basically having somebody take another look at the file. And that higher level reviewer, or decision review officer as they're called, will take into account whether or not the previous folks followed the rules, whether the evidence shows what they say the evidence shows, whether the exams were substantially complete, but you can't put in new evidence at this point. You might be able to put in new evidence later if they find a duty to assist, or if you file a supplemental claim, but you can't put any new evidence during the higher level review itself. Now, once the higher level review closes out and they find a duty to assist, they actually reopen your claim as a supplemental claim and redevelop whatever they think was missing. Now, you can, of course, if you don't want to go through that process, you can also go through the supplemental claim process and add additional evidence of your own. But I digress, because the CAR program, Claim Accuracy Review, is actually a variation of the higher level review process. Now, the higher level review process is interesting. It takes, right now, what we're seeing is that if you file a higher level review request today, and I'm recording this in 2025, January 2025, you're looking at somewhere between 90 and 130-ish days to get an informal conference and a decision, give or take. It can be sometimes faster if there's an appropriate hardship flag or hardship determination on your case, but it can be slower as well, just depending on workload. So, and by the way, this is just data that I've been compiling. So if you file one today, it could take 5 months if a whole bunch of people decided to file higher level reviews today. It's just the nature of the beast. So the Claims Accuracy Review Request, CAR, is a slight variation on this. And what the CAR program does is that you can file a CAR request within 30 days of a decision, and that CAR request is basically like a supercharged higher level review. What you do is you actually notate on the higher level review form itself, Claims Accuracy Review Request, and it's supposed to be decided faster, sort of in a turbocharged way, right? It goes to like the express lane, and you're supposed to present to the decision review officer some sort of written memorandum or explanation of what you think is wrong with your claim. If you don't file within 30 days, you can't use the CAR, or at least that's what the rules were as of recently, and you don't get an informal conference, so you don't get to talk to a decision review officer. You have to submit a written statement discussing what you think the issues were. So you give up your right to an informal conference, and you give up the ability to file the higher level review after 31 days or 32 days or 33 days. So if the VA has deferred something on that claim, you file a CAR, but then there's another decision and you want to file something else on that, it just becomes kind of an unwieldy mess keeping track of your claim streams. So it's a little bit of a weird and narrow window and opportunity you have to file this CAR. Here's why I don't do it. First, when I started doing these though, when I started filing HLRs as CARs, the VA would sometimes just not docket them as CARs, and they would still sit for 3-4 months until a decision came out. But I'd waived my informal conference, and I like talking to the decision review officers. I like walking them through the evidence. As I look into VBMS and I look at the various CMP exams, I like to talk to them about what I'm seeing in the file and how, actually citing to dates of evidence in the record. And of course, this is access that maybe not the veterans don't always have. It's something that accredited attorneys and VSOs have. But I like to really talk them through the file and hone in on various issues that I think are important to the veteran's claim. I don't like giving that up. And I didn't find it any faster than before. So again, and we're in a rush to file it within 30 days of a decision. I often don't even get the decision in the mail until 3 weeks after it's made, and now I have to go through VBMS and pull through all the files and figure out exactly what went wrong. Rushing sometimes is not great, so the CAR doesn't often make sense. Now sometimes, if it's a layup of a simple, stupid, effective date issue, right? Like there's been continuous pursuit or an intent to file that was missed or something, sometimes the CAR makes sense. I find that to be sort of the rare exception. I don't like using them. Others have had success with them, but in my experience, the CAR program, I was giving up too much, giving up the right to informal conference, and sometimes it was just as slow as the regular higher level reviews. So again, why bother trying to get into the express lane if it's just as slow as everywhere else and I'm not getting measurably better results? And that's my experience. This is anecdotal. I don't have, the plural of anecdotes is not data. So this is really something you got to make your own decision on. I'm not telling you not to do it. Of course, nothing I say on this channel is legal advice or can be construed as legal advice. I'm just sharing my experience as an accredited VA disability benefits attorney. I hope that was informative. If you have a case that was denied or underrated, reach out to us. Let's see if we can help. And until next time, take care.